Hello, this video is a summary of the 2024 Climate Research Seed Grant application by CIRCA, Connecticut Institute for Resilience and Climate Adaptation. In this video, we are going to summarize some of the key points for your application. Research seed grants have two purposes to open up for this term. The first purpose is to help the faculty and UConn staff to apply for an external grant. So give them an opportunity to do a preliminary research for their bigger grant, external grant, or national grant application, or contribute to the CIRCA research in a meaningful way using some of the CIRCA priority points. Considering about the priority points, these are going to be valid for all the CIRCA-related research during the application. The applicants should consider one of the 6 points to cover as a topic for their application. The first one is a pilot experiment or survey to develop preliminary data that characterizes how natural processes and social interactions will be modified by climate change. These experiments or surveys can be also numerical models too. 2 is a novel approaches to characterize climate change impacts on humans, the economy, and Connecticut ecosystems. 3 is methods to characterize socioeconomic impacts of climate change on Connecticut communities. 4, development and demonstration of approaches to assess the planning effectiveness of engagement strategies for adaptation planning. 5, development and evaluation of innovative approaches to resilient engineering and adaptation. 6, development and evaluation of innovative financing approaches for adaptation and resilience actions. Applicants should consider one of these 6 topics when they are applying for the seed grants. There are 2 tracks in 2024 cycle of the grants. There are 2 different things that separate these tracks. First is the topic and the scope, and the second is the amount of the grant. Track 1 is a pilot search to assist external grant application. If you're looking for an NSF or another national grant application and need time to do your preliminary work and research to support your external grant proposal, this track is for you. The budget should be completed within a year, but considering that this track is a short amount of money, you may complete it in a shorter amount of time. We are expecting that within that circle of the award cycle, you are going to be applying for that bigger external grant. And the budget should be less than $15,000. Track 2 is a full project to improve resilience capacity. It should address one of the 6 topics that we have mentioned about before. Again, it's similar to track 1. However, these projects should address the CIRCA priorities and also should be a complete project that is going to be completed in a year. The budget should be less than $50,000. The applicant eligibility for this both the tracks are the same. UConn faculty and staff that's on the CIRCA affiliated faculty list will be able to apply. However, a PI or a co-PI that's going to apply for this grant is only permitted to apply for once. So one applicant should not submit more than one application. You cannot be co-PI and a PI in different grants, just one proposal per person. The proposal deadline is March 17, midnight, and you can email that to circa@uconn.edu. It's compiled all the application material in one PDF file. We are expecting to announce the awardees by mid-April and hoping that the award period will start in early June 2024 and completed in a year. If you are already on the CIRCA website, you're going to see that in the red mark that all the detailed information about this request for grant information and how to apply. You can also go from this link to this website. The application covers 10 steps. We are going to cover them shortly. The cover page is a one-page template that was given in detail in RFP. It will state like what is the title of the project, which track that you are applying, a very brief abstract, and the basic information that is required for a cover page. Research plan and proposed project's relationship to current research is maximum 6 pages and requires most of the evaluation and an effort that you are going to put on your application. We are going to mention that in the next slide. The relevant references that you are referred during the part 2 and part 3 can be put on for part 4 and does not need to be included in the 6-page limit. The bio sketch can be your resume or CV, and the roles and responsibilities of each personnel should be explained clearly. So if you are hiring a grad student or putting an effort in the staff time, it needs to be explained here. And this portion also includes like a 10% of the application. Current and pending support can be submitted as like the one of the national grant submissions like NSF grants or any other grants, that these templates are already available and most of the faculty fill them out too. Just update them and you can attach it as a separate document. Budget justification is a 3-page maximum, and we are going to mention that in the following slides too. And other sources of support for this project is also related to the budget information. The letters of support is not required, but you can submit that during the application. The highest majority of the evaluation is going to be on research plan and proposed project's relationship to the current research. So we are going to review them right now. Project summary is just a general information about the proposed project. It is the same for track 1 and track 2. Research strategy part is one of the most important areas because you are going to focus on the significance and the approach here. So the importance of why this research needs to be funded needs to be mentioned there. This section also should include some of the description of like how you are addressing one of the 6 research priorities targeted. So a sentence like that, this research is related to one of the CIRCA's 6 research responsibilities, which is like this responsibility and it's related with this relationship should be mentioned here. For track 1, that explanation can also need to be elaborated by how the CIRCA's proposed seed grant helps the research team develop a competitive external grant. And for track 2, how the project proposed aligns with and improves CIRCA's capacity. In addition to this significance, you also need to mention a general outline of your methods and an approach that you're going to talk about. Please use subheadings to clarify the significance and the approach in this research strategy section. Timeline is also included in this like maximum 4-page limit, and a Gantt chart will be really useful to do that, but not required in this section. Major tasks and deliverables needs to be mentioned, including the CIRCA deliverables of like 6-month and 12-month meetings at the end of the project. Proposed project's relationship to the current research is maximum 2 pages, and it needs to include brief description of how the proposed project is related to current research. Whether you are actually expanding CIRCA's support to faculty or students, you are hiring them or using their time, needs to be mentioned here. In addition to if your research is actually supporting a specific community group or is targeted to address issues of a specific group, also needs to be mentioned here. And how your project is related to and improving considering the general literature. Budget and justification is also very important. It requires like 10% of your application, including with the other sources of support. You can use a UConn template, but you need to put 0 for the indirect rate. There's some allowable expenses like supplies, equipments, regions, facility use, publication costs, graduate student stipends, benefits, tuition, postdoc, research scientist support benefits, travel, conference, workshop attendance are all included in allowable expenses. Unallowable expenses are faculty and academic faculty's yearly salary and benefits. However, you can put your summer salary support here. Transfer of funds to other individuals outside of UConn is not allowed. You cannot put any administrative or secretarial support and also indirect costs. Other sources of support looks for how you are actually leveraging the already available support that you have and complementing with the grant. So if you have a matching fund or a leverage within other projects, please mention it here. These additional funding can be in-kind services, equipment that is not going to be supported by this grant should be mentioned here. So how you're using your current resources to improve and support using this grant to improve your problems is going to be mentioned here. The review criteria is mentioned as like how project outcomes complement the activities and advance the mission of the CIRCA is higher percentage. And novelty and significance of the proposed research and effectiveness of the research plan. They are an expansion of the CIRCA faculty and student support are all included in the general research plan and the section 3 of like how it is related with the improving CIRCA support sections. So that includes the 80%. Qualifications of the team can be withdrawn from the bio CV and each individual's roles sections. And effectiveness of the budget and the leverage are from the budget and budget justification, and also are going to be looked at how the other sources of support that you are using. Once you are awarded, each applicant also accepts that if they are awarded, they are going to do these 5 conditions. So they are going to submit a final report and a copies of project products that's going to be supporting this final report. CIRCA is going to prepare a public-facing website, and so we might need maps, photos, presentations, tools that's appropriate to support this website. So these option 1 and 2 are going to be public-facing. Also, awardees will submit quarterly one-page progress updates, which CIRCA is going to submit the template for them to fill out, and project meetings with CIRCA team at 6 months and before the end of the project, so that we can see the project is actually aligning and being an accountable team. The 3 and 4 are inside CIRCA deliverables. 5 is the final project presentation of a CIRCA event, and this can be in person or virtual, but the awardee will be invited to present their project. The final report is a general final report for the investigators that is going to include a non-technical summary, project background and content, an explanation of how project advances CIRCA mission and priority research areas, and project description including goals, methods, outcomes, products, and including a description of planned external grant application if that is being done, or in general for the whole project for track 2. So a comprehensive information related to the final report and the project is expected. If you have more questions or know where to apply, you can go to CIRCA's website at circa.uconn.edu and go to what we do, grant programs, and look for the research grants. If you have any questions, you can reach us directly. Thank you so much.